What's going on, everybody? It's Big T with GreenWallSt.com back with another trading video, this time on VERU once again. So this stock's been running for like the past week, and whenever you get a stock that's kind of a multi-day runner, you get quite a few trading opportunities off of it. So this is from Tuesday the 17th. So VERU, kind of ripped up in the morning. Didn't mess around with it on the front side of the move. Again, stocks going up and to the right. Don't necessarily want to be trying to short it. And I did end up, kind of missing this move where you attempted to break out to the highs and immediately failed. There was probably a decent short opportunity there, but I missed it. But this just goes to show you, like, you can be more patient. If there's one thing most traders could use, and something that I try and instill in everybody at Green Wall Street, is patience is king. Always. There are no called strikes in trading. You can miss trades all day long. And I do. I miss trades all the time. But you don't get called for it. You don't lose money for a missed trade. And I want people's biggest problems in the market to be that they are too patient and they miss trades. I would much rather do that than lose money. Most people's biggest problems are they are not patient at all and they lose money. I would rather be too patient and not lose money. And save my ammo and my money and my risk for the opportunities that really jump off the screen at me. So VERU waited for it to tank, waited for it to sell off, and then waited for it to bounce back into resistance from the early morning. And I kind of started the video a little bit late. So we're not going to be able to catch all of it, but you can see it start to bounce through VWAP a little bit, try to break out. You can see the higher volume start to come in, and I shorted into that move. And that's whenever I started the recording, because I figured a trade was coming. So again, stock that's moving up and to the right, it's going parabolic, nice range, waiting for it to sell off, waiting for it to bounce. That's what I'm really doing. Like, all trades that I take is that same criteria. It just looks a little bit different. Like, sometimes the stock will be selling off in the pre-market, and then when it bounces at the open, I'll short it. Sometimes it'll be in the middle of the day and it'll be parabolic, and then it'll sell off and bounce and I'll short it. And sometimes, it'll be a stock that was running yesterday, and this morning, it's bouncing into resistance. But it's really the same setup, just over and over and over again. That's all you need in the market. It's not to say it's the only way to trade, but like, there are, there's lots of different patterns and setups and things that will provide an edge. You don't got to figure out all of them, though. You only got to figure out one or two. Fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once. Fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times. Figure out your kick. And it looked like VERU was going to start, so as we started to break out and reject that breakout, I wanted to see it follow through to the downside, because I want it to be easy. So when it didn't do that, I covered some of the position. I didn't get all out, but the stuff that I added, the shares that I added, I took that off because I want to see what this next push looks like, right? And you'll see we start to make that push again back up towards the highs, 1410. I'm staying patient here. My risk is, closer to 1450. Really, just if we start to hold over VWAP and the stock starts to find a new footing and starts to squeeze, I would stop out, regardless of what number that is. But here we go, retesting this breakout attempt one more time, and you can see it pushing up to 14, but it's really having problems with it, right? And it's starting to come back down. So again, I stopped out on some. Just to see what that candle would look like. And then I saw that it looked good. So I added, right back what I covered. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to do that. And I talked about it in the last video too. It's like, if you feel like the stock is in a 50, maybe you shorted something and it, you feel like it has an edge, or you went long, and then, the trade starts to develop, and then all of a sudden it starts to shift more to like a 50-50 moment. You don't need to be fully sized in that 50-50 moment. It's okay to cut some. Let's see what happens here. And then once you get a little bit more confirmation, you can put the trade right back on. It's not always, I like looking at my charts when they look perfect, and I got the red triangles up here and the green triangles down here. But it's really not about who's got the best chart. It's about who makes money, right? So I don't care about, having a green candle, you know, above a red one and then putting it back on. Like if that was going to save me money if it squeezes and now I can put it back on after some confirmation, I'm totally cool with that. And all of a sudden already up, you know, about $750 on this trade. And I think because I had such a good entry, like this was a pretty big sized trade for me. I had about 3,500 shares. And on a $14 stock, that's a bigger position size than I normally take, but I really love the spot. And whenever you wait for those kind of do or die moments in a stock where the risk is relatively small, you can put more size on because, you know, it's either going to work or it's not from right there. So I decided to be patient with it since I did get more size, since I, you know, had a really good entry and I felt like I probably nailed the at least short-term top there. I wanted to see what it would look like and see if we break down. Ideally, I wanted it to make new lows. That didn't end up happening. But, you know, is what it is. You can't always get exactly what you want in the market. And as we start to drift down here towards 1370, and it's not really flushing, it's kind of just sitting here, I start to take some profits. Because again, just like the last video, I talked about how risk evolves, right? So where initially my risk was 1440, 1450. Well, once the trade starts working and I'm up $750, like guess what, bitch? That it ain't the same. I don't know why I said that. First of all, I'm not calling you bitch. It's not the same. Like it evolves throughout the trade as you get more information, as the stock changes, it finds new support levels, it, you know, it tries to work and it can't, the risk changes. So I end up covering a little bit more than half at the 1375-ish area, and then I believe we start to roll over a bit more. This takes place over the course of, you know, about 10 minutes. Actually, yeah, maybe a little bit longer than that. And that is the point where I go ahead and book the rest. So it looks like it's about to break down again under 1370, pops right back up above it. So that was that moment where, like, if it was gonna flush, you know, that's it. It's gonna flush. And if you can identify those moments, you know, you can end up making profits. So now I'm all out on the trade. You can make profits in trades where they might not even necessarily work to their full potential. Candidly, this stock ended up going from 1370 at this point all the way to new highs, and I think it's trading at like 17 right now. And I was able to cover, you know, pretty much the dead ass lows of the day from that point forward. You know, just paying attention to what's going on. And again, if you can recognize those key moments where, you know, it should break out and hold if it's going to squeeze and it can't, so you go short. And then it should break down if it's going to be downtrending, but it can't, so it holds. If you can start to identify those moments intraday, you can really start to level up your trading and again make, you know, $700-800 on a trade that really didn't even work that well. So I think that's a lot of where people's edge intraday lies, is identifying those key levels, key moments, and really paying attention to the price action around those key moments. That's key. So hopefully that helped and made sense. And yeah, thank you all for tuning into the video. And I'll catch you next time. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like if you didn't just refresh it and give it one more chance. And as always, guys, I don't really have